Thank you so much for joining us today. I am here with Tiffany Williams, and she is a professional organizer, and she specializes in a really interesting topic that I know you guys have brought up on a multiplicity of occasions. It's a frustrating topic because there's a lot of misunderstanding about it, and that's ADHD and clutter. Well, one of the things that we hear a lot is people will start a task, and let's say that they're going to, and I'm just making this up, but let's say that
Sure.
they're going to clean out the junk drawer in the kitchen.
Mhm.
So they
Mhm.
open it up and then there's a roll of tape and they say, "Oh, this goes in the home
Mhm.
office." So they go
Mhm.
to take it in the home office when they see that the window needs to be opened to let some sunlight in for a plant that's about to die.
Yep.
So they open the window and they're like, "But while I'm here, I should get water for that plant." So
Mhm.
then they go back in the kitchen to get some water for the plant. And while they're in there, they say, "Oh, while I'm in here, I should just go ahead and put some food in the crock pot so it can be cooking while I'm doing these other
Mhm.
things." And the
Yep.
next thing you know, they have done a whole bunch of little things and not
Mhm.
finished any of them. And
Yep.
so is that what we're talking
And
about when we're
and
talking?
and a lot of times you'll find that they forgot what the initial thing that when they took the tape somewhere else, they forgot what it was that they intended to do. So
Oh,
I
well, they
do.
forgot every step along the way.
Yes.
They never
Yeah.
came back to any
A
of them.
yeah, and then they saw something else that was on their task list that was right in front of them and, "Oh, let me take care of this really quick." That happens a lot for sure with clients.
So is
Um
that what we're talking about?
That is something that I see very regularly, but I also see a lot of other things that are very common inside a client's home that's affected with ADHD. So, staying on task is definitely a difficulty. And part of the reason why it's helpful for somebody like me that specializes in chronic disorganization as well as clients affected with ADHD is I'm coming in to anchor you,
Mhm,
and when we meet, we're going to talk about what it is that is your goal. And we want to figure out the steps that we need to take to reach your goal. Sometimes with executive functioning, we know what the goal is, but we have no idea how to get there. And
mhm.
so let's talk about the steps that we need to take in order to get there. And when we get distracted or we're thinking about something else in the moment, we need to revisit back. Okay, so today our goal is X. So, is that part of the steps that we need to take in order to get to accomplish that goal or to get closer to that goal? And if it's not, then maybe let's write it down somewhere, do a sticky note, and we can revisit that later and add that to a goal that we can work on at another time. But unfortunately, when we have sparkly, shiny things, or to be honest, in our society, there's a lot of things pulling us all the time. And if we have set aside 4 hours and this is our goal, then maybe an email that comes in on the phone or a text message, if it's not important, if it's not an emergency, we can get to that later. Right now is the time that we're going to work on what is important to you while I'm here with you. And we're going to get you closer to what your goal is for sure.
So is setting the appointment with you and
Hmm.
making that commitment to be with you during that time and
Hmm.
focus on being with you and being present in that time, is that a really big step in moving
Absolutely.
forward in
Absolutely. I think sometimes that is the hardest step because when you're reaching out to someone that you don't know, that you've never met, and you have no idea if there's judgment, you may feel embarrassed about your situation. Another thing that I hear from clients a lot is that why try again? Because everything that I've tried so far just doesn't work. And so reaching out to an outsider to ask for help, and maybe it's been something that they've been thinking about for years, and they just, for some reason, there's some catalyst that's made the decision, okay, today's the day. Sometimes that is the hardest. And I have had multiple clients before our first session that have increased anxiety, and they'll email me in the middle of the night and say, I'm really worried about what's happening tomorrow. I'm just so nervous, those sort of things. And it's totally fine because it's a new experience. And
Mhm.
once we start working together and we're talking about what it is that you want to accomplish and establishing which things are most important, or more specifically, if you have certain things that are the highest irritant for you, right? Maybe you really want to do your closet, but your paperwork is an irritant. It has to get done. Once we start through that process and we're working together, and you see that I'm here as someone to anchor you and support you and to give you suggestions that may work for you in the moment, then I feel like a lot of that kind of simmers down some because it's an alliance and a team, really. I'm here as a team member to help support you. So, absolutely, I would say for some clients, the initial reach out is the hardest.
Okay, this
Yeah, it
has
was
been
awesome.
so
Thank you so much for
fascinating.
having me.
Thank you very much. I
Yes.
appreciate it.